Welcome to part 3 of our holiday of a lifetime. In this video we dock in Darwin and visit the Darwin Military Museum, then sail for 4 days crossing the Equator for an iconic ceremony, en route to our next destination. Well, hello.
Hello.
I'm Rhonda.
And I'm Andrew.
And welcome to video 3 of our holiday of a lifetime. Today we arrived in a very hot and humid Darwin. To Darwin, we had arranged with our friends Don and Julie to share an Uber so we could visit the Darwin Military Museum, and also with the possibility of buying some black sandals.
The museum offers a fantastic short film of the Japanese bombing of Darwin on 19th of February 42 that actually uses actual footage from the attack.
And it's very, very powerful video. It really hits home just how terrible and how terrifying it would have been for everybody.
Oh yeah, it does. And we've got a little short video of it, so which hopefully gives you an idea of what it looks like.
Message coming through from Melbourne. Huge flood of bombers overhead. Bound for Darwin.
Nah, it's probably nothing. It's just the Yanks coming back.
It was awful, devastating, shocking. It's a terrible thing to see men in burning oil screaming out for help and you can't do anything about it.
After that, we explored the stunning range of military vehicles and
artillery.
Yeah, the larger artillery pieces. Again, we can have a fair bit of this in a video, so enjoy.
The Darwin Military Museum was founded in the mid-1960s. It is housed in the original concrete command post bunker used by the Army to command the two 9.2-inch guns nearby. The museum has a vast collection of uniforms, weaponry, photographs and propaganda pieces that tell the story of Australia's service personnel. We took a walk through the museum's lush gardens to view a large range of military vehicles and artillery pieces.
After a very enjoyable time at the museum, we made our way back to the city centre, where I had hoped to buy some black sandals, but it wasn't to be, as most of the shops shut early.
Yeah, well, it's Darwin, of course, and we were on there on the weekend thinking that we'd usually have extended hours on Saturday to at least 5. It was about 3 o'clock by the time we got back to Darwin, and everything's closed.
Everything was shut, but it was still nice because we hadn't been to Darwin before, so it was nice walking up and down the streets to see the shops
Oh, yeah,
that they had on offer.
that was really nice.
But it was very hot.
It was very hot.
Very hot.
And so we made our way back onto the ship eventually.
For a very well-earned cold drink.
Yeah, because it was hot. And this got a nice little photo of Rhonda sitting there enjoying a very icy drink, looking a bit dishevelled. After Darwin, we would have experienced 5 sea days, long 5 sea days to Hong Kong. The weather on the first sea day was very hot, I remember, quite humid, but the ocean was really calm.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
Not even a ripple.
Have a look at this video.
And then for lunch we chose to go to the Horizon Bistro and eat outside on the deck.
Yes, and I had a Caesar salad, which was a bit of a staple of mine on the cruise.
And I chose to have pasta, and it was lovely. This was the second of the formal nights on the ship, and we took ourselves outside, drink in hand, to make the most of this magnificent sunset. Then we made our way to the Crown Grill for dinner, which is a specialty restaurant on the ship, offering a large selection of steaks and seafoods.
With our Premier package, we had 2 specialty restaurants. It turned out to be 4 because we had
The
back-to-back, so it was 4 specialty restaurants. And we went to Crown Grill 3 times because it was the best specialty restaurant, at least in our opinion. So it was just amazing place there.
And we found actually each time we went there, we were served by the same waiter, Noel.
Noel, that's right.
And,
yeah, lovely.
Yeah, he was a very nice man, and of course by the third time we went there, we were almost best friends. Anyway, we both opted for the scallops for like an entree.
Yeah, an entree.
And then we both had the lobster bisque.
Magnificent too.
And then I chose to have the lobster for the main, and Andrew...
I had a ribeye steak, which I almost was able to finish. It was enormous.
Huge.
It was enormous.
And I was too full to have dessert, but Andrew...
Yeah, I still found room for dessert.
Had chocolate mousse.
I had a chocolate mousse, and it was delicious
Very
as well.
good.
But we were very full from that day.
Especially with the odd glass of wine to wash it all down with as well. It was a good night.
Well, it's the 15th of April, and it's the day of crossing the equator.
It's very exciting.
Very exciting. And it's an actual ceremony, the line crossing ceremony, that commemorates a person's first crossing of the equator, both staff and passengers, which are all known as pollywogs. Each person is led out for a hazing in front of King Neptune, and his assistant reads the charges. The pollywogs are accused of various atrocities of crimes against humanity, including pushing at the buffet, singing karaoke out of tune, plenty of that, and dancing without rhythm.
Plenty of that too.
Then King Neptune decrees the lowly scum-sucking pollywogs must kiss the royal fish. That was interesting. Followed by a dousing of slime. Absolutely hilarious event. We enjoyed it immensely.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and we've got a couple of videos just to follow now to show a small snippet of the ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, this woman has been seen by everyone here drinking champagne and guzzling beer. Not a crime, it's true, her plea, but she only does it when the drinks are free. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? People of the Royal Princess, what do you decree?
crossing of the equator, which is actually different to the show time.
Yeah, the show took place in the afternoon, didn't it?
About 2:30 in the afternoon. The actual crossing of the equator was in the morning. And we took ourselves down to the after the ship where we took a photo of each other crossing the equator, which was very exciting. And later on, we were presented with crossing of the equator certificates.
A very nice touch by Princess, I thought too. So.
In the evening, we headed off to, yes, you guessed it, the Wheelhouse Bar.
The Wheelhouse Bar.
Where we had a drink, or maybe 5 or
Probably
so.
5, yes.
To watch one of our favourite entertainers. His name was Paul Avers, and he's a very good pianist who played all the popular songs, so it was great, so all the people could sing along.
Sailing on the dock of the bay, wasting time.
We became quite friendly with Paul for the duration of the cruise, actually, because we were in that bar every night, probably, and we'd met him, had a couple of drinks with him around in a few bars as well during the days as well. But I'll say that was a fabulous day, that crossing the equator day.
Yes, one for the memories, that one. Okay, we'd just like to mention some of the events which took place over the remaining sea days heading to Hong Kong. Firstly, there was a lot of mention from the captain and crew about pirates, which we were not aware that there's still a bit of a pirate problem, but especially passing past the islands of the Philippines, there must be a reasonable risk. We noticed a few days there was officers guarding the decks at all different times during the day and at night, and often the captain would speak over the loudspeaker, telling especially people that were in a balcony cabin or had cabins that had like suites that entered onto at the deck, to keep your doors locked and to keep the curtains shut most of the time, especially at night.
They were pretty serious about it, because they did check up and reiterated that we had to keep our curtains closed and the balconies locked, etc.
Yes, and lights, no lights at night if possible. Right. And that, I'll just tell you a funny little story, but on Princess, when you get out of bed at night, there's a little light. When you put your feet on the ground, there's a little light that shines under from the bedside table. And this one particular night, after we'd been hearing all about the pirates, I needed to go to the toilet, and I thought, oh no, I can't go to the toilet because if I put my feet down on the floor, the light's going to shine. And if there's a pirate out at sea, he's going to climb up into our cabin. So
I think somebody was a little bit paranoid, I think.
So I laid in bed, hanging on to go to the toilet till first thing in the morning, which is very uncomfortable. But anyway, it was still very, it was interesting. We didn't realise, we had no idea that there was still the possibility of a pirate problem.
On those 4 to 6 days left, we got into a real routine with playing cards with Ken and Sue and Don and Julie every afternoon. Crooner's Bar, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Sometimes the sessions would go right through into evening, into dinner. We'd often go straight into dinner, but that was a lot of fun.
Another thing we experienced while we were on our sea days was we went one lunch to the Crab Shack. The Crab Shack's actually held in the Crown and Grill restaurant, and for various times they'll turn it into this seafood restaurant. So we took ourselves down there for lunch one day, and we were ushered to our seat.
Just before you go on with that, I just wanted to mention that the Crab Shack is not a free restaurant. It's about $40 per person surcharge, but we had some onboard credit which we used towards that. That was well worth it.
And anyway, we got ushered to our seat, and we get presented with an apron which we put on, and our meal was a 4-course meal. Firstly, starting off with it's like a popcorn seafood, little bits of prawns and something else. Anyway, they're all battered and they're presented in like a little cup.
Scallops, I think.
Could have been
prawns,
scallop.
yeah.
The other one was
batter.
other one might have been a bit of potato-y as well. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We
So and chips. Do you remember the chips?
So anyway, we had that with that was first course. Then followed on by a seafood chowder, which was served in a bread roll. So they sort of toast up the bread roll a bit to make it a bit crusty, and then they put their seafood chowder in that. It's delicious. Then we chose. There was a choice of three main courses, and we chose the fish and chips, which probably wasn't the best choice.
No,
because it was all battered. Everything was battered, and it was very thickly battered and a bit oily. And other people were coming out with big buckets of prawns and all sorts of things.
Crab, of course.
And we thought, trust us to order the wrong thing. Look, it was still nice, it's still edible, but it was probably the worst choice of the three. And then followed on by dessert, which was strawberry shortcake, which was very nice too. And anyway, it was a nice day, and we kept in mind that we will definitely do this again, and that we'll choose another meal.
Yeah, we'll have the fresh prawns and fresh crab.
fresh, because the rest was too much batter. But never mind, it was still good.
Crooner's Bar again. This all our afternoon activities took place. Dennis, who was our favourite waiter in the Crooner's Bar, put us on to a custom martini special that they have, where you actually buy the martini glass as well, and they create a beautiful martini, and you can keep the martini glass, and that sort of appealed to me, though there was the challenges of bringing it home, but they did box up the martini glass really well. But they made a purple haze martini, which has vodka, blue cacao, and grenadine. And we've got a little video here of it being made, but it was a great afternoon's experience.
And to finish off the last of our 5 sea days, we went to a dessert making exhibition which was held in the piazza, and it was done by the chefs.
All the pastry chefs.
Yeah, the pastry chefs.
The main pastry chefs.
And they came out with cakes, quite large cakes, tall cakes, and they decorated, and they showed us how they decorated them. And they also did a little bit of sugar sculpting, and it was just a fun way to fill in an hour on the ship, but it was lovely, and lots and lots of people attended, as you can imagine. And afterwards, they handed samples out for everybody to try. So it was just a fun thing to do on the ship.
We hope you enjoyed watching part 3 of our holiday of a lifetime. Join us for our next video, where we marvel at the sights of Hong Kong and spend some time at sea in a sanctuary.